You're locked. You're on.
Alright, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. My name is Ahmad. The brother to my left is Amatazar. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the sincere Akim out there on the four corners of the earth, laboring in true sincerity. And, today, without further ado, we're going to get into the scriptures and edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is Job chapter 13, verse 15. It says, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain mine own way before him. So, basically, like me and the brother was talking about, is how, as always, in the truth, we're going to catch certain burdens or afflictions, but, we in those burdens or afflictions, we have to maintain our integrity. So, and it says, let me read it again. Though he slay me, though the Most High hits you with certain ailments and things that you have that require your patience towards the Most High and being spiritual and having the faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to get you through those things. You know what I mean? That's the mentality you have to have. It says, yet will I trust in him. So, we got to trust in the Most High. We got to know that through the record of the Most High, the Most High is going to basically have our back through whatever trials and tribulations that we go through. Like, matter of fact, got Alright, this is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So, basically, faith is what, faith is a fundamental element that, we got to have in the truth, because we don't see the chariots, we don't see the destruction of Babylon, we don't see our enemies underneath our feet. But, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and through the scriptures, this is our record that we know that these things are going to come to pass, and we know the power of the Most High and his capabilities and what he's done in the future, what he's done to our ancestors, going back to when we was in Egypt, and on down the line. We was under the Egyptians, which at that time they was basically looked at as being the most powerful people on the planet or whatever. Of the nations that was around back then, and in a glorious state. And right now, we're in our captivity is the same way we was in Egypt. So, Esau basically represents the modern day Pharaoh, so, and look what the Most High did. We was talking about this, I think it was last week or the week before that, about the plagues, and basically the Most High is going to do those same plagues, or, it's like the same way that he systematically broke down Egypt. He's going to do the same thing to Babylon. Modern day Babylon. So going back to this again, this is Job 13 and 15. Right. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain my own way before him. And what's our own way? The way that we've been instructed in the scriptures. What does the scripture say? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It says, what is the whole duty of man? Fearing the Most High, keeping his commandments. Right. So that's why we gotta. And what does fear mean? Honoring, respecting the Most High. Comes from the Hebrew word Yerah. So we gotta have reverence for the Most High, and we gotta keep His commandments to the best of our ability, because the Most High put the Spirit on us to basically be different than all these other nations. All these other nations, and the 2/3 of our people, because 2/3 of our people, they don't fear the Most High. They're not concerned about maintaining their integrity. They want to have that only live once mentality and do what everybody else is doing.
And the crazy thing, like the brother just got done saying, man, we were actually created to be the greatest thing walking on the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Better yet, this is the book of Micah just to prove the point, right? This is why we're out here pushing this truth. This is Micah chapter 3, starting at verse 1. And I said, "Here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment?" And the answer to that question is yes, because even the scriptures even tell you that the Lord made us the greatest people on the face of the earth, according to him. Okay? As a matter of fact, when you go back to the book of, I think it was the book of Exodus, he said that I have not chosen thee because thou wert the greatest of the nations, for thou art the least. Alright? He didn't choose us because we were the most numerous, because we were few. You understand what I'm saying? We were chosen, alright, and predestinated by the Most High to serve the Lord's purpose. Ultimately, the Lord's purpose being order. Israel. When you go back to the Hebrew, Yasha'Allah, it means he is a prince of power. So like the brother said, when the stuff that we're instructed in this truth, this is the way we're supposed to go. Because at the end of the day, why? We are the heads over this world. And within Israel, there are heads. And guess what? The heads are out here right now. All right? I'm about to see it. I'm going to read that one more time in chapter 3. Micah chapter 3, starting at verse 1. And I said, "Here, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment?" Okay? Is it not for the is it not for the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man to know judgment? Because at the end of the day, who built up this earth? Israel built up this earth, okay? Before Israel was a nation, all right, what was Israel? Angels. See what I'm saying? Those same spirits that were responsible for building up the earth walked this earth, okay? Yahweh Shai being the main head of that. You understand what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai, he assisted in building the earth. He and his brethren laid the foundations. And now here we are in the flesh, okay? The angels, those angels are here in the flesh, those Israelites, okay? You got something up? Go ahead, bring it.
This is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 1.
Okay.
It says, "Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool."
That's right. Because at the end of the day, the Lord loves a fighter, man. He is a man of war. And a fighter by nature, he has integrity. He's not afraid of what's going to come his way, okay? Whether he is defeated or whether he is victorious, he will maintain his identity. He will maintain his mantle. That's how we got to be in this thing. All right? Got some more?
It says, "Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool."
That's right. Okay? Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity. Why? Because at the very end of the day, well, the poor, right? When you really look at the context of these scriptures and actually look at the modern day, look at the time we're living in right now, we are the poor. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes, we are the poor. All right? And like the scriptures say, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity, meaning he'll take no bribes. Like a certain guy, okay? Like certain guys we know out there that took bribes from Esau and became an agent against their own people, all right?
Yes.
And to have integrity basically means to have balls then, without overcomplicating things. To be a man, having integrity means that you stand for what you're about, no matter what it is. Okay? So the object here, part of being in this truth, like the brother said, part of it is having faith and standing strong in that faith, continuing in that faith and believing in that faith. All right? That's integrity. This faith is your bread and butter. You eat, sleep, and breathe this faith. That's integrity, all right? You got some more?
This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 14. It says, stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
That's right. Okay. Basically, you arm yourself day in and day out with your identity, with the understanding of your identity, with this word. All right. When Yahweh Shah was in the flesh, suffering his afflictions, you want to know what he was clothed with? This truth. Read that again, out.
It's Ephesians 6 and 14.
God.
It says, stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth,
right,
and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
This is why no matter how much the devil might have tempted Job, he couldn't be broken. His faith couldn't be broken, man. Job went through hell and a handbag on top of a handbag, but his faith couldn't be broken. Yahweh Shai, especially, okay? They were girded with this truth. All right? And so that's what we have to look at in our day-to-day, man. Everything we're going through. Because what's getting ready to come, this is what we stand resolute for. All right? Go ahead and bring that up.
It's on Proverbs 9 and verse 6.
God.
It says, forsake the foolish and live, and get Salakia, and go in the way of understanding.
Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding. Even if it means that you lose the trust of certain people, even if it means that you lose certain comforts, hell, Yahweh Shai made it clear in the scriptures. He said foxes have holes, right? And birds have nests, but the Son of Man hath not a place to lay his head. But in all that, did he want to go in the way of the fool to garner some sense of comfort? No. He stayed resolute in this truth, man. What? It's all good. Yeah, let's continue with that. Keep this truth pushing, yeah.
It's Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10.
Yeah.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
There you go. The fear of the Lord, meaning reverence, respect of the Lord, like the brother just got done saying. All right? Read that again.
It's Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom,
right, and
the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Basically, the knowledge of the holy, right, is being understanding, speaks of stability right there. You're stable when you fear the Lord, okay? Because when you fear the Lord, that means you fear what he's capable of, and you're going to do his will. All right? It's all about having integrity. All right?
It's Proverbs chapter 10, verse 2. It says, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Read that again out.
It's Proverbs 10 and 2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death.
This is why when Yahweh Shai was to be made king by the people, what did he do? He fled into the mountains alone himself, man. He didn't give a damn about no riches. He didn't give a damn about no reverence. All right? Knowing what his lot was in this life when he came on the earth. Wasn't looking at all that. Treasures of wickedness profiteth nothing, man. Why? Because as the scriptures say, man, this earth, wickedness, it hath reached the heavens, man. And the fashion of this world is getting ready to pass away. So with that being said, our attention is not supposed to be on the fashion of this world, but the fashion of the world that cometh, okay? So suffer your afflictions now, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Suffer those afflictions in truth's sake, okay?
Crystal,
That's
Let's go in there. I need earrings.
It's Proverbs chapter 10, verse 3. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked.
There you go. Read that one more time. That was beautiful.
Proverbs 10 and 3.
Yep.
The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish,
Nope.
but he casteth away the substance of the
He
wicked.
casteth away the substance of the wicked. Look at the kind of judgment that you see being dealt out here in this world now, man. How the hell, even in your own power structure, Esau, how is it in your own power structure that you're looking like destitution, man? As we speak, slowly but surely, the Lord is casting away the substance of the wicked, man. The more and more you look at this world, man, and the more and more you see Esau and his destitute thought process, man, the more and more you see that the Most High is bringing this devil down, okay? And so now, even more so, us out here speaking against this devil, all right? What manner of people are we to be?
Everyone says that too.
All right? Go ahead, I'll bring that.
It's Proverbs chapter 40, verse 4.
Con. Proverbs 44, yeah. Get that.
I'm sorry. Salakia. I'm sorry, Psalms 40 and 4.
Psalms, okay. You good up.
Salak, I'll start at verse 1. Psalms 40 and 1. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry.
Part of that inclination was being brought into this truth, all right? Continue.
It says he brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay,
Right.
and set my feet upon a rock and established my goings.
That's you see that? Read that one more time.
It says he brought me up also out of an horrible pit,
Right.
out of the miry clay,
Out of the miry clay.
and
Continue.
set my feet upon a rock and established my
He
goings.
set my feet upon a rock and established my goings. See, again, when you come into this truth, you're basically on stable ground. You understand what I'm saying? And then from there, your goings are established now because you have that instruction. That instruction now is what's keeping you on that straight and narrow. All right? And yes, there's going to be a lot of hell to catch when you're on that straight and narrow. Why? Because like the scriptures say, enter ye into the straight gate, man. You can find that guy.
I don't drink, that's why I don't go in the bar.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13.
Con.
It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction,
Con.
and many there be which goeth there in thereat.
Yep.
Because straight
Question.
is the gate,
Question.
and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life,
Right.
and few there be that find it.
And few there be that find it, man.
Question for you. What version of the book you reading from?
KJV.
King James Version, the 1611 King James Version.
Realize King
Yeah, you
James
can read that
was
up again, yeah.
homosexual who could not read right.
It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
So hold up. According to that, it said, wide is the gate. What gate is that talking about? Read that again.
It said, enter ye in at the straight gate, for
Alright.
wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
So
And-
right, Salakia.
It says, and many there be which goeth there.
And many, and many there be that goeth in. So what gate is that talking about? It says many there be that goeth in at, and wide is the gate. So what gate is that talking about? Well, that gate's talking about basically this thought process of like anything. Everybody is accepted. Everybody can be part of this, that, and you understand what I'm saying? Like, wide is the gate. Okay, the gate of destruction, the gate of perdition. All right. That's that gate that's so wide and so many that go within. All right, we don't want to be those guys. I'd rather suffer in this life and go through hell in this setup and be established in the setup to come. All right? Continue that.
It said, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Right. There you go.
It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Yep. And a lot of those pastors, one of the main clues that you have of those kind of pastors is the fact that they talk only about prosperity. You see what I'm saying? Prosperity teaching. That's the only thing that comes out of their mouth. Everything that deals with prosperity. A nice vehicle. You know what I'm saying? A nice this, a nice that, a great house. All right. Your Creflo Dollars. Your Joel Osteens. Your TD Jakes. All right. My head out to continue.
It says, ye shall know them by their fruits.
Ye shall know them by their fruits. And remember, we talked about the wide gate. Look at their congregations. They're massive. Okay? They have massive congregations. If there's so many people in these congregations, you have to think to yourself, really and truly, what the?
Yeah, them joints be sold out. They got security.
Yeah, like it'd be more packed in them churches than an actual club sometimes. You'd be like, well, god damn.
Yeah, just like us, right? Like the dude that came up, you know what I mean? We're out in the open, we're out on the highways and byways. You know, people could pretty much do or say what they want. If you go to like Joel Osteen church and you buck up against what he's saying, they'll carry you out like you in a concert or something. You just did something you weren't supposed to, or they carry you out, or they treat you like if you was at a strip club and you like touch one of the women or something. They'll take you out, like,
okay. And then you even had an instance, they even had it on YouTube. You had an instance where Jake opened up the scriptures, and what does Joel Osteen do? He dives off the stage. No! Smack the Bible out of both hands, dog. And then everybody starts saying, yo, these people aren't about no truth. Well, go ahead and continue that out there.
It said, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Right. Okay, do men gather grapes of thorns? Exactly. You see what I'm saying? These guys know full well what they're doing. Alright? And mind you, all these people, they gotta have a certain dress code. They have to look a certain way. You see what I'm saying? They can't be rough like us. We out here in rough garments. We out here in sackcloth. His congregation can't look like that. You can't go into a Joel Osteen seminar or sermon and see no bum.
Come on, man.
You feel what I'm saying?
Come on, now. They take
Yeah,
little boy. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy out here, man. But wide is that gate of perdition, that gate of destruction, man. And soon, the Most High is going to really open them floodgates. And it's going to be a massacre. Alright? But all of us that's standing resolute, that's catching our hell right now, okay? That's eschewing this earth, that's eschewing the wickedness of this world. Lord willing, we be of that elect. We're gonna be seeing through all of this bullshit. Alright? Go ahead, Aki.
2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 51.
Yep.
It says, and therefore be ye not like thereunto, nor to the works thereof. Yeah, it says, verse 52, for yet a little iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. So, basically we're not supposed to conduct ourselves and carry ourselves like the wicked. We're supposed to show integrity. So it says, 51 again, it says, therefore be ye not like thereunto, nor to the works thereof. So our works, our actions are supposed to be diametrically opposed to the wicked and those people that are of the world. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to have, like the laws, like beards on our face. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to, when somebody looks at us, it's like we're supposed to have a different aura about us than the average person, or somebody that sees us and how we act. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it says, for yet a little iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. So, just like we always say, shortly, very soon, you're going to see a paradigm shift on the planet Earth, and you're going to see righteousness rule, and you're going to see the Most High's chosen people, Israel, set up in a position of power to be his peculiar people, his chosen people, his holy and separate people. And we're going to basically practice the law. You know what I mean? The law is not going to be slack. You know, everything that you see going on here is going to be flipped, turned upside down.
Yeah, exactly. The system is going to literally be turned on its head and then ultimately destroyed. Actually, and again, we're seeing the precursors of this now. All right, you have another one of these ridiculous church attacks, and this time it was in a synagogue. To date, 11 people were dead from that shootout, man. This was all over the news. It was on CNN. Yesterday I was watching it, okay? And this was at a synagogue, mind you. A synagogue of demons that call these bastards that say they are Jews and are not. All right? So you can only imagine how much worse it's getting ready to get out here, okay?
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 4.
All right.
It says, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doeth never go forth.
Right.
For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous.
For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. What are we living in right now? We're living in an unfair, we're basically living in a biased court system, all right, where the so-called black man is going to be held to every single jot and tittle when it comes to crime. Women have all the power over the household and the children, okay? We living in a setup where at any time a so-called black man can get pulled over and shot by the police and it ain't nothing, okay? As the scriptures just got done saying, the wicked compasseth about the righteous, man. Go ahead and finish that, bro.
It said, the law is slack and judgment doeth never go forth, for the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Wrong judgment proceedeth, man. A man can no longer be the head of his household. The minute he tries to bring shit in order, police get called. And then the state basically does whatever the hell they want to do with you. Alright? We live in a system now where we have worthless paper for money. Alright? We can no longer harvest our own food. We can no longer, you know what I'm saying, keep our own crops. We live in fucking concrete jungles, man. We can't even regulate our own water. None of these things we can do. Alright? This devil has power over all of that. Which is pursuant to the curses written in the book of Deuteronomy, man. In hunger and thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things thou shalt serve thine enemy. We're living in that time right now. Alright? And our enemy is the wicked, and they doeth compass about us to this day. Alright? Go ahead, Aki. You got something else?
Let's see.
I'm gonna go in the market.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. It said, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
Exactly. Alright? That it may minister grace unto the hearers. Alright? And like I said, especially these damn churches, man, these damn prosperity churches, none of that they preaching is of the scriptures or is of the Most High, alright? With all this unjust wickedness that goes on, with all these so-called laws that we have to adhere to, you see what I'm saying? Like the scriptures got us saying. Read that one more time, bro.
It said, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Right.
But that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
Exactly. And nothing that this devil does administers any type of grace unto the hearers. According to the scriptures, you're not supposed to swear. Okay? But in the court systems, they make you swear on the Bible. They make you do it. That's a requirement, showing you that this place is totally adverse to the Most High. So whatever they're pushing, what kind of grace is it administering? Or edification for that matter. Okay? So like the scripture said, let no corrupt communication. And what's corrupt communication? Damnable heresies, falsehood, Okay? Smooth words that are of no value. Okay?